Okay, so if you're tuning in later, one of the aspects that we're exploring here, I wouldn't say exploring, is that we're going to do is give you access to the drop folder or drop folders. Is that something that you already have? Maybe some of you already have access to what we call the drop folders. That's all the staff members have content that they can put into a drop folder, okay? All right, so that's what we're going to set up today. And again, if you're in here and you don't have your laptop, it's not charged or whichever, you have the opportunity to go back and do this. The reason is because for our final, okay, is going to be over parts of, as you can see, evolution, okay? And what that means is a lot of this is based off of content we call Before the Dinosaurs, okay? And I'll give you a little bit of context here because we put content into the drop folder. So what you can do then is just follow along here, okay? So you click on your file folder here, okay? And then it says right-click this PC, okay? So you do a right-click, and then this should pop up over here. Then I think it says, do you want to map the drive? Okay, so map network drive, okay? So you do that. Now am I going too fast? Yes. Okay. Okay, find this PC. So right-click on it, and then this pops up. Okay? Mm-hmm. Then go to, you're going to want to map network drive. Okay? Go ahead and click on that. Then it's going to ask you, well, what is that you're exactly trying to map? Okay? You have this already, right? For zoology. Well, it would be no different than with what it is that we're doing for this class. So you wouldn't have to do that. That's fine. Okay? So then I believe what you want to type in is, type in this. These slash marks, these are above the enter key. You put 2 of those in there, and then type this in that text box. Okay, and then when you get to the end, do just what it says. Just, I think that's it. Then just click on finish. Is anyone having problems with this? Okay. So what this means now is now you can go to this drive, okay, the one that has the letter V with it, okay? So we can close that out. So when we go to here, okay, student apps. Notice you have the letter V in parentheses here. That's what you can click on. And then this is what we're talking about with drop folders, okay? So now you can go ahead and double click on that. And then here's all the staff members who have drop folders. You might not use them in other classes. Maybe, maybe not. But then what you can do is go into here, and then all the different classes here that have a drop folder. So in this case, biology, okay? So some of this we'll be using. So we want you to have access to this because you might want to do this on your own time because we'll be watching what's called Before the Dinosaurs, where we're classifying some of these animals and what they have in common, what makes them look the way they do. So this is in the drop folder. Okay? These same pictures, you will have access to this. Okay. And we're going to see these examples of these animals starting next week, but I thought we'll just go ahead and get this set up right away. So again, this is entitled, I think it says 114B is the name of this file.
114B.
Yep. It would be
It's like the second to last one.
this one right here, right. Okay?
Scroll all the way down.
Yep. All of this is just previous content. I probably just got to get it removed. Okay? Because maybe some of this looks familiar. We're going to have you do this on your protein synthesis exam. This yeah, you had this table that was in the drop folder, but we just didn't get it set up in time. Other content, let's see here. Evolution diagram, okay. So, all right. So now that we have that set up, we can go ahead and get started with our next section or chapter. We'll be right back. I'll start handing those out. So for those of you who will be tuning in later, okay, probably well over half of this, okay, is just vocabulary terms on the front page, okay, then front page, that back page, this is page 2, here's page 1, okay? There's some content on page 3 and 4, but what you see here on the back on page 4, when you're looking in the drop folder, these are the names of some of those animals that you saw pictures of, okay? They're in the drop folder. Because what we do is we just take these animals that you see listed here. We'll just throw those names in a hat or coffee container, or coffee, not a coffee mug, but canister. That's the right word I'm looking for. Okay. Then we just go table by table. Just pull it out, pull it out, pull it out. Maybe some people will be doing the Adaposaurus. Okay. You take notes on that for the rest of the class. Some people might have the Cephalaspis. Some people might have the Gorgonopsis, the Diectodon. And again, these are on page 4. Okay? But that is not until next week. Okay? But I just wanted to give you a little bit of context on this in case you're looking at page 4 and wondering what are all these terms on here. Well, they're not terms. They're actual animals from the fossil record. Okay? So what this means is, of course, throughout geological time, see, how can I state this? That the first part was it the Cambrian explosion, I believe, okay? And what had happened is that's when a lot of arthropods started to inhabit the earth, because some of these are arthropods on here. One that might stick out, okay, I'm going to look over here. Don't let me down here. Page 4. The second one down. What does that look like? Just try to pronounce that.
The second one?
Brontoscorpio. Don't let me down. What animal is that? It's a scorpion. Okay?
Is it like the second one?
No, don't correlate the numbers on the paper with what you see on that PowerPoint. Those are just pictures that you can use. Okay? All right. So, and how do you know that a scorpion is an arthropod?
It's got 8 legs.
Well, it's got 6 legs and then 2 extra appendages. That's true. How does it protect itself besides envenomation? What do they have for a skeleton? Oh, yeah, they got the claws too, but what do they have to protect their body? They have an exoskeleton. Because what happens as we move forward, can anyone take a guess when we hear spiders, lizards, amphibians, fish, mosquitoes, any one of those? Which one might be the first vertebrate? Is it fish? Is it arthropods? Or is it reptiles or amphibians? It's just a guess on your part, I know. Fish are the very first set of vertebrates. In other words, these are animals that didn't have a skeleton on the outside, but rather a skeleton where? On your inside. Because just like we do as humans, we have a cranial case up here. Okay? You have a rib cage here. And then that's your axial skeleton, because your appendicular means your appendages, your arms and your legs, anything that moves off of the central structure, which again is your axial skeleton. Okay? I think as far as going on in presentation, I didn't know how long this was going to take as far as setting up this drop folder, which I wanted you to be able to do. So now that we got that accomplished, okay, there's quite a bit of vocabulary, as you can see, all right? And then it does say on plan book, and it did say that in here, it said speed of animals. But I was going through part of my video library, and I found one on animal architecture that I thought was maybe just a little more fitting for this level, because for when you move on to the next level in zoology, it's quite a bit more complex, which it should be, okay? Because when we get into the spring, okay, one of your classmates is going to say, this is old news as far as categorizing animals, because you've been doing that all semester long, okay? Whether it's what phylum, what class, what order, and eventually what family some of these animals belong in. Not this, but later on in next semester. Okay, so go ahead and work on that vocabulary if you see fit. If you have something else to work on, that is fine, okay? And then we'll get started with talking about evolution then tomorrow. And then next week is when we'll assign these animals that you see on the back here. Okay, that's all I have. We'll catch up to you next time.